Hey guys, so I took some time today and I kind of decided that I'm going to make a few changes in my actions. Once in a while I do that. I just work with them, and if something is not working like I expected to be, or if I feel that I can make things a little bit easier for myself, so I make necessarily changes, and I did it this morning. So I finally found some time, and I've created a new action. It's called John Days Be Gone at the moment. That's how I named it. And I've made a few kind of adjustments and improvements on um, another three of my actions, different ones. Um, so I thought maybe I'll make a little video, just a quick tutorial to show you what is the changes and how I'm going to use them and apply them on this little baby skin. So as you can see, his skin is super red, and um, the first thing I've noticed when the parents walked in, that he was very jaundiced and his skin was really dark as well, although he's coming from a fair-skinned family, so that kind of sticks out to me. And I immediately knew he's got jaundice, and I would need to fix that somehow using the action. So I've decided to do that little action because I know this is something which is important, and a lot of you may struggle with finding the right colors and how to make the skin look better. So this image is a little bit dark as well. It's not as bright, but it's, oops, sorry, but the white balance is not, it looks like the white balance is really off because of the skin tone, but if you look on the side, you can see that it's really cool white balance. It's just his skin is super hot. I'm going to first add some light to the overall image so we can actually see what we're doing. So I'm going to go to filter, camera raw filter. Just a quick adjustment here so we can have a better view of what is going on. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of mess on the blanket as well. Everything kind of popped up, and it doesn't look so amazing, but I'm going to ignore everything around, and I'm just going to look at the skin and the overall image of the baby itself. And first thing that I'm going to do, because of the jaundice, I'm going to first click on that action. I'm going to show you what it will do. So I got my brush here. I'm going to make this brush quite large because I do want to use it all over the baby. Just a quick clean. Alright, so I did it all over, and I'm going to zoom a little bit so you can see. It would be a little bit hard to see the changes using the watching it on the YouTube, but that's the best that I can do at the moment. I'm going to flatten the image. You also have the action to flatten the image. Now I can either do it again and just click on a few points because it's still not perfect, or I can just move on. I'm going to try just reducing some redness instead. So I'm going to reduce the opacity of the action. I'm just going to do it on his little toes here. I think that would work best for us. Just a few clicks here and there, and I think that is looking okay now. I feel that it's fine. A few clicks. Here's before and after. Before and after. There we go. And I'm going to flatten the image again. Alright, so I am going to show you how I'm going to make his skin looks absolutely gorgeous in one click as well. So made just a little bit of adjustment on my Sweet Summer action, and you get this really gorgeous skin, and it's just a click of a button. There you go. So as you can see, it's also changing the tones on the overall image. I personally like it. I like when it does it, but I did added this little layer mask right next to it. So if you guys think it's too much, just use the black brush and remove it from the areas that you don't like it. I think it looks great like that. So I'm going to flatten this image, and let's just move back to the skin. So going back, this is my new, I might change the name, just leave it as Silky Smooth Skin without the new. I just did it for myself so I can remember and um, know that this is my new one. So what I did with this action, which is slightly different than the other one, I I've made it a little more, a little stronger. So the effect that you get on the baby skin is stronger than what you would have with my other actions. So we're gonna go through around his face first, and the result that you would get, I'm on a 45% opacity, but you guys, just use whatever you feel comfortable. You can create your own workflow and decide how you feel that the opacity should be on your newborn. So just remember to try and avoid the lines. I kind of said the word lines weirdly. My voice is really bad. So just avoid these little lines that he's got, and just keep the details there because you might blur things if you are not very exact. You can click the slash key right on top of the enter on your keyboard, and then you can see where you were at, and if you missed something or if you clicked on something, and then clicking it again would bring it back. So there you go. Just gonna do a little bit more because I'm on quite a low opacity now. And the thing with this action, because it's doing the skin very smoothly, I might want to use the next one, which is another one of the new ones. So as you can see, let me just zoom in. It's quite a bit of a change very fast. But if you feel that it's too much, don't forget you can adjust it right there in the opacity. I am actually happy with it. I like it smooth, but I'm just going to bring some texture back. So if I'm happy with that, just click the flatten image again, and I'm going to go to my next one, which is add noise plus soft blur. I might also rename it to something that makes a bit more sense. And what it does is basically add texture to the skin, but it's also adding a blur. Okay, so just remember that it's not just the texture, it's also the blur. So if you are clicking on baby's eyes, or if you're clicking on baby's lips, etc., you will blur it, and we do not want to blur his beautiful features and all these little details that we see here. We just want to add some texture. Okay, so let's just quickly add that texture. Again, if you feel like it's too much, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's very fine. It just gives it a really nice finish. I'm gonna zoom so you can see it more. So it just looks like, ugly noise when you zoom in like that, but if you just see it from normal distance, it just looks beautiful. So quickly I'm going to just go around the baby's skin, just add a little bit. It's just a final touch. I'm gonna zoom in to see what I'm doing. There you go. And that's pretty much it, okay? Let me just see it. Okay. I know that you guys can't see it when I'm not zoomed in. I've had this issue before. Sorry. I just clicked on the add light action right there. Oops, sorry, I just clicked on it again. I'm not doing so well. Let me just go back. Okay. So I just clicked on the add light because I kind of want to add a little bit of light to the baby's face. So I'm just going to get my brush slightly bigger, opacity slightly lower, and I'm just going to add a little more light on his face. I'm going to show you before and after. A little bit more even. I kind of like it when I can see more of the baby face. Flatten the image, and what I would do next is I like to use the patch tool. You guys should know it by now. But if you guys want to use the plaster tool, just use it to just remove really bad, like bad skin, I don't know, like imperfections and stuff. So if there's like bigger things that you want to remove from the baby face, skin, anywhere, I'm just using my patch tool because I kind of like to control it and I like to just do it myself instead of just letting Photoshop decide the texture and all. I also have an action which is called patch tool. I just clicked on it to show you. And when you use the patch tool um, using the action, you would get slightly different result without the action. The action would just make your result a little finer, and so it's not going to be a harsh delete, it's going to be just a refined delete of that object you're trying to cover. And I like using this option in on skin mainly, basically. All right, let's just flatten this image. The other thing I wanted to do, I'm just going to sharpen the eyes and the lips. So clicked on my sharpen eyes and lips. If you did not know, that's what I did. I clicked right there, sharpen eyes and lips. I'm going to use a small brush with 100% opacity and quickly click on the details that I want to sharpen. His lips looks a bit weird there, I might just fix that. Let me just flatten this image. Okay, don't really need to deal with this one right now, it's not important. But this is the overall image now. It's nearly finished. I love the skin tone. I love how it, sorry, how it's nice and sharp. If you want to get a different look, more painterly look, finish, use the oil paint effect. I know that not all of you have it on your Photoshop. You guys just need to remember that if you don't have it, I'm going to show it to you here. It's under filter, and this is the action right there. Now if you see it missing, that just means that the action is trying to look for it and it just can't find it because it's just simply not there. So this is why if you're clicking on this action and it's not working, it's because you simply don't have it. All right, hope that makes sense. Update your Photoshop to a newer version and then you would also have it. So what I'm doing with my oil paint effect, I'm just going to reduce the opacity a little bit because it always feels like it's a bit too much. And I've reduced it with 100% opacity from lips and the eyelashes because I personally don't like it when it takes the sharpness away from my eyes and my lips. The other action which I always love using for a nice finish is the high details. So clicking on the high details, you have the option to paint where you want it sharp. You just use your brush and you paint on the points that you want sharp. But I want this overall image to look sharp at the moment, so I'm just going to go to my layer mask and invert it. You invert by clicking Command I, and this would basically make this overall image look nice and sharp. I'm going to go to the opacity and just boost it a little bit. Let me see if I'll zoom in and you might be able to see better. There you go. So now the image is super sharp, the skin is super nice. If I want to warm up this image, I'm just going to use the filter, the yellow filter, or filter yellow as it says there. And it gives a nice warm kind of glow to the skin and the overall image, and I personally like it. I don't use it all the time. I use it sometimes, and just gives a nice finish. I can click on Sweet Summer again just to see if I like the overall finish. This, I do like it. Yeah, I definitely like it. If you guys think that it even adds another boost of great color to the image, use it. If not, you can always reduce it or delete it. I think it looks great. I'm going to use this layer mask, the layer mask just to bring back some of the rosy cheeks here and the lips. There you go. And I really like this image. I'm going to flatten this image, but I want to fix just a little bit here around his cheek. So I'm going to use my patch tool one more time. Let me see. You know what? I'm just going to leave it. It's just nice looking texture. I'm not going to touch it. So I'm going to flatten this again. So I'm just going to quickly show you where we started from. So that was, let's just zoom in. So that was the first image, straight out of camera. And this is the final edit. Let's do it with a zoom in. That's pretty much it, you guys. So the new actions, as I said, they are basically the jaundice be gone and new adjustments for the silky smooth skin, and another adjustment to the noise and blur. I might just name it to add skin texture and something, maybe add blur and skin texture, maybe something like that, so it would make sense. It would be easier to understand. And you have a great workflow here. There's the highlight, the 3D highlight, which we already talked about before. There's the skin tones, which you can change if you like. Sharpen eyes and lips, eye glow, which if you have a catch eye and you want to just emphasize it, there's a lot of really great actions here. You can go through and check them if you want to, I don't know, change the color. Just use filter. These are just beautiful filters you can use to adjust your image to your taste. Let's see, the drop, waterfall. So they would work amazingly on outdoor sessions, family sessions as well. Or portrait could work really great with them. I do not use them much for newborns, not most of them, but some of them would work great. Like I like the golden egg, for example, and I would probably just reduce the opacity when I'm using it. But again, it depends on the image and how the overall image looked like. What was really nice, the warm vignette. That looks so gorgeous. Oh, by the way, when you use the warm vignette here, if you double click on this action here, if you double click on the layer right there, so you get that little menu box that opens up, and then you can change the color if you like. Like if you, I love it, but I think it just added a lot of warmth to the image, and I don't like how warm it is. So I can just choose a different color by using the slider, or adjust the point that looks better for me. You can also use the scale and make it bigger or smaller, but this looks absolutely amazing right now. I'm just going to leave it just like that. I will fix the backdrop around it and crop it better, but that would pretty much work as a final image, and that was it. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. I just wanted to show you how I do, how I use my new features here, and I'm going to make it available soon to download for everyone that already purchased the actions. It's going to be the exact same process as we did on the last time. So you would be able to go back to your initial email with the download from the website, and just simply re-download using the same link, and it will download the new version already, because I'm going to finish editing a little bit here and there just to fix all the new stuff, and I'm going to upload it back to the website. If you guys are using the options without the button mode, just don't. Just seriously, just go back, go to these little 4 lines right there, click on them, click on the first option which says button mode, and get it looking nice and neat. There's so less chances of you accidentally clicking on something, moving, dragging by accident, and messing up with the workflow of the action. And it's enough that you did one little bad click on the actions and they would jam, they would just not work perfectly as they should. So if you just change it to the button mode, um, it's just a click of a button and you get all your actions. It's nice. It's fixed nicely with the colors, so you would feel much easier using them because they would come naturally to you. You would know that, oh, my Silk Smooth would be red, my eyelashes would be green. Like you would already remember all your workflow, and it would be kind of like intuitive for you to use them. So I definitely recommend if you just use it in this option. So that's it. Let me go because I can speak forever. And so thank you so much. Love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye.